Title: The Balloon Castle. One beautiful evening, in a colorful village, there was a magical place called the Balloon Castle. This was no ordinary castle. Its walls and towers were made of countless balloons, all kept afloat by special air-pumping machines that made it sparkle with bright colors. Every corner of the castle held a new surprise. All the children in the village loved this place. That evening, 5 little friends, Dhini, Ghina, Bimo, Rafa, Dika, and Ali, gathered at the front of the balloon castle, their faces glowing with excitement. They were thrilled to play here for as long as they wanted. As soon as they stepped inside, the sound of their laughter filled the air, bouncing off the balloons that gently swayed around them, almost as if welcoming them. Dhini, always cheerful and full of energy, spotted a pink balloon floating low. "Come on, Ghina. Let's grab this balloon and see how high we can go," she called out. Ghina nodded, and together they tugged on the balloon with excitement. As the balloon lifted, Dhini and Ghina floated gently into the air, laughing as they looked down at their friends below. In another corner, Rafa and Dika were playing a game of balloon jump. Each time they jumped into a circle of floating balloons, one would pop softly, sending a shower of rainbow-colored sparkles around them. "Look, Ghina, a rainbow balloon!" Rafa shouted with shining eyes. Ghina laughed and jumped up, trying to catch the rainbow glimmers spinning around them. Meanwhile, Ali, the adventurous one, spotted a larger balloon that looked higher than the rest. "I'm going to try to fly even higher," he shouted with excitement, gripping the balloon's rope tightly. Slowly, the big balloon lifted Ali higher, floating above his friends' heads. Dhini waved her hands and shouted, "Look, Ali! You're like a bird flying free." Ali waved back, feeling like a hero in a sky filled with 1,000 starry balloons. Before long, a gentle evening breeze began to blow, causing the balloons in the castle to sway softly. The children glanced at each other, feeling a small thrill. But there was no fear. They knew that every balloon in the castle was their friend, and the night breeze was simply the castle's way of saying hello. Their excitement grew as they continued to play, floating, laughing, and exploring. "Every balloon has its own story," Bimo said wisely. "Some might take us to magical places, or maybe they just want to play with us for a while." Dhini nodded, smiling brightly, "Yes. As long as we play with joy, these balloons will keep us company." Time passed quickly, and soon the evening grew darker. The balloons in the balloon castle began to glow softly, their lights warm and gentle in the quiet night. The children held hands, sitting together under the floating, glimmering balloons. They gazed up at the night sky now filled with stars, feeling lucky to have this magical castle. "Let's head home," Dhini said, at last. They all stood up reluctantly, but with smiles on their faces. In their hearts, they knew that tomorrow, they could return to the balloon castle, where magic would always be waiting for them. The end.